Purpose.
Hello, welcome to Youth of Purpose, a show that is here to inspire you and transform you as a young person and give you a platform to also be able to contribute to issues of national importance and make sure that your voice is heard as a young person. That's why we're here, to give you that opportunity. Today we're talking about the impact of early marriages and teenage pregnancies to social and economic development. We want to understand, all those young people that get married, the young girls that really drop out of schools because of teenage pregnancies. What happens to their lives? What impact does that have to the nation, Uganda? And I have a very competent person to discuss that today, Dr. Adolf Muhumza. Welcome to Youth of Purpose.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Thank you for hosting me to share with you and share with the country about the impacts of on child marriage and basically some of the interventions that has been played by the key actors within the country on child marriage and teenage pregnancies. Try to cut down the problem. So my name is Adolf Muhumza, as he has shared with you. I'm the team leader for Youth in Action for Development Initiative, and we are currently running a campaign. It's an international campaign, Girls Not Braids Uganda. We are partnering with a number of NGOs and CSOs across the country on child marriage issues. So I'm very glad to be here, and I'm very comfortable sharing you with what our experience has been so far regarding this implementation.
Thank you, Dr. Adolf. Fort Portal, a district in one of the regions where you come from, is the district with the highest number of early marriages and teenage pregnancies. And again, Changejo has 13,054 teenage pregnancies recorded in just 7 months, from January to July 2021. That's according to the Health Information Management System.
Yes.
What does that say? Just to give us a brief, starting with that kind of statistic, because it's very alarming, disgusting, and it leaves me with a lot of fear.
Yes, that is true. And my feeling about these statistics and the ranking of the districts, first of all, we need to appreciate that when you can't have data unless the civil society organizations and other actors at the district level and the community-based services, they are doing a very important role in inputting data.
The data.
Yes, so that ranking was done because they have collected enough data, they have generated enough evidence to show the world the case that the child marriage cases and teenage pregnancies are very high within the district. So the 13,000, that is just an example of the cases generated from HMIS, Health Information Management System. Mothers coming for antenatal aged 10 to 19 years, and they are pregnant. So
that means those are only numbers of the teenage mothers that have gone for antenatal in the health centers. So we are not talking about those that have given birth, for example, back at home. Those ones that get miscarriages, those ones that do abort, all those are not included.
Yes, and those are paid and delivered from the homes. So that figure is exclusive. Also, cases that are reported directly from the village to the police. Cases that are reported from home to the maybe service provider like NGO. Those ones are not included
in the 13,000.
13,000. So that means when all that data is compiled, the figure
is
be
even higher
than that.
Yes. So what does that statistic say to you as a health expert? What do you think is going to be the impact of all this? Because I understand that a person who is just between the age of 10 to 19, first of all, they haven't been able to stand independently financially. They don't have the capacity to look after those kids, not only after the kids, but also to look after themselves. So what does this mean, first of all, before we go to the economic side, to the health side of this person?
First of all, for me, my feeling is that I wish all the stakeholders can reimagine with me and you a future Uganda without teenage pregnancies. Here they will tell you issues that come out of this will reflect directly to the economic development of the country. So if you imagine that if we don't have our sisters, our daughters, our nephews, our niece getting pregnant at this age and produce children when they cannot afford even to buy a kilo of sugar, even a bar of soap,
or a cup of milk.
Age, yes, and they continue with the studies and finish. At least if they don't continue with the formal education, they go for a technical service. How will Uganda be tomorrow? And if this figure, like 13,000 in Chenjojo district.
Just one district?
Yes, that is one district. We don't have the figure for other districts. You can imagine the districts in Uganda. So if we can have all these children going to school and completing and getting something in terms of socio-economic development, you can imagine how Uganda can be. I just want us to imagine together what will the future be vis-a-vis the opposite side.
Help us understand what the impact of this is going to be. One, on this young girl child that has gotten pregnant and given birth and maybe even dropped out of school. But at the same time, because we're only looking at the impact on the girl child, but this young boy who has impregnated this young girl at a tender age, he doesn't have the capacity to look at the child. And you find that in the villages, what they will do is to say, you have impregnated our daughter, marry her.
Sure. And what if I'm not able to afford?
Exactly, but you'll be forced to at most instances. So what happens to the lives of these two, that impact, and then the impact on our health sector?
Okay. So first of all, I can talk about the health perspective. Then you can allow me describe the economic perspective.
Okay.
Just in brief.
Sure.
So first of all, when I want to bring it to the attention of everyone. So first of all, I want to describe you by what we call a problem tree. So I'm going to draw for you a tree. It has branches. The tree has a stem. And the tree has roots. You understand? So the stem is what you see on the tree. Now that's the problem. The problem now is child marriage. So now the roots are the underlying causes of child marriage. Now the branches will be the future perspectives or the impact or the outcome of this child marriage. So now what you are asking, what can come out is the future impact of child marriage. But now when you look at the roots, that's what we were discussing, the underlying causes. You can bring COVID as the root causes of this child marriage. Then we bring the poverty levels, lack of attention to the children has been the root causes.
Lack of information.
Lack of enough information. Low advocacy within the country. Poor stakeholder involvement within the country. So those are the root causes. In education, we recently launched a document called the Sexuality Education in Schools. It was launched by the ministry. But that one is not yet being implemented at school level, also to intensify the knowledge gap between the child and on child marriage and teenage pregnancies and child development at large. So that one also needs to be advocated. But all those ones, the chunk has been the root causes for the problem, you understand, of the stem. Child marriage, early marriage, teenage pregnancies. So the future impact is what is it going to come out of this as a result of this child marriage in the country. First of all, there is immediate, the branches also, there are short branches, there are even long branches, even the other branches and the fruits. So as the country, we are facing the immediate problem. These children, first of all, the child will not go back to school. Health impact, this child can have a delivery birth, what they call birth complications. They're exposed to someone cannot push because they are very young and they are immature. Then the reproductive system is immature. Because the girl can get pregnant, immediately starts to go in menstruation period. For example, some girls of these days, they can go in menstruation period even at 10 years. You get? There is even research that even a child got in menses at 9 years. You get? So that one, childbirth can cause a serious childbirth defects. That one is under health. So economically, the future of this girl is terminated at some point. They will feel embarrassed to go back to school with the child, though we are encouraging children to go back to school with the what?
And some you'll find
given birth.
You'll find that some have gotten pregnant at the same time, infected with STDs.
A child end up getting HIV infection, getting STDs like syphilis, hepatitis as a result of that.
Yeah.
So in the future, you know, you have your child, your daughter, not educated.
You are not educated.
Pregnant. Your grandchild is not educated.
You are sick.
Now you are. Can you imagine? So problems becomes chronic. You understand?
Oh yeah.
And then you find the girl who would have been a midwife, who would have been a nurse, who would have been a bank manager, is terminated at this stage. And her tomorrow, you understand?
Yeah.
Tomorrow becomes I was telling you about the future branches. Yes.
Yes.
So now the future branches will be what? The chronic poverty in the household.
In the household.
And now what will be the fruit for Uganda on this tree?
That will actually the fruit, the burden on the healthcare system.
Yes.
That means this person they can only survive to get education through UPE. They can only go to a government hospital. They can only get food from the government and stuff. So that is a burden that is going to be on the government. But this would also be people that would be paying taxes, doing businesses, providing labor and all that. Sure. But then they are down and just as a burden to the government.
The level of unemployment will be too high. So this impact is not only to the girls. The impact is cross-cutting, both to the girls and to the boys. Child marriage, because if the girl has got pregnant, it is whose child has impregnated this one. If you let your, I usually give an example, the woman member of parliament, Fortune Jojo.
Yes.
Usually uses this scenario, gives us this reference, that if you educate your girl and you leave the neighbor's boy, you pass him every day, and he's not attending school and you are not bothered.
Yeah.
It's going to be the very boy who is going to impregnate an educated boy who is going to impregnate your educated girl, or make your girl drop out of school.
Wow.
So this chronology of supporting boys and girls simultaneously to achieve a better future is very paramount.
Today we're coming to you from Namaingo district, by the way. That's where we are, and we shall be talking to a number of young people from this district to help us understand what is the cause of the early marriages, but also the teenage pregnancies, in addition to the high prevalence of the HIV/AIDS that is in this district. We want to understand what is the cause of that, and we'll be right back.
My name is Nanza Stella. I am a student of Buswale ACS. I come from Nasisa village, Buswale Parish, Buswale sub-county, Namaingo district. When your parents quarrel with their children, they can get married when they are young. Some parents marry off their daughters and get money.
My name is Blessing Colin, Buswale ACS. I'm in senior 4 class, Namango district. Girls give in their body because they lack money for satisfying their needs. Girls lose their virginity in their younger age, hence losing their values. Boys also start suffering in different ways because of early marriages.
I am Larikwa Preston, a student of Buswale ACS in senior 6. I am a resident of Bulio A village, Buswale sub-county in Namaingo district. One of the causes of early marriage in our community is low level of education. Most of our young boys and girls, they don't have chance to go to school to acquire knowledge, which makes them to remain in homes without to do, hence diverting into early marriage.
My name is Akware Justin.
I'm a student of Busware Secondary School. I'm in senior 2 class. I come from Ubango village, Busware sub-county, Namaingo districts. Some children are orphans. They don't have parents which can help them. Some girls are taken up by peer groups and they end up getting pregnant. It is bad younger children to get pregnant because they can get STDs like gonorrhea, which can affect their life, and they can die when they give birth and they drop out of school.
My name is Nafla Irene Susan, a teacher in Busware Secondary School. I'm the senior woman teacher in this school. The causes of early marriages are so many. One, peer pressure. Secondly is poverty at homes. Some parents cannot even afford to have a meal in their homes. Another cause is the family setting. Some homes really have illiterate parents, so they don't see the value of a child going to school. And then they end up letting the child marry. Some homes, there are so many orphans, and these children lack support of a relative, a well-wisher, so they end up dropping out of school. And the dropout right from 2020 in this lockdown was quite big. There should be constant counseling of these children by both the parents, the guardians, and the school, the teachers. If these children are constantly counseled, they can really think of staying in school, even if their parents are illiterate. And this we have always done in school, the constant counseling, and that's why we have some still remaining in school. Bringing in people as mentors, as examples, especially like female MPs, some ladies who have excelled, can make them also stay in school. Even the church can do so. We always have prayers every Wednesday as part of the school program, and in the prayers, at least the priest keeps mentioning something to counsel the girls. It can also help to make them stay at school. We encourage the children to come back to school, especially those who have delivered. We interact with them, we call their parents and interact with them, tell them, no, can you give these girls a second chance?
Ameta kange bananga gututeresa. Lukongo lundu lamu balanga simigini. Mubuswale muno. Haliwo bebusi bandi abali nendo bwekombi obungi badawa kulira mu bana nibasiri. Haliwo bana bandi amabanga kebiha mahale kala. Autulaho bakukefe benyumera abali kingi no bwekombi ku bana baire. Amabanga ko kabalondola okuletera abana okwekomba muno.
I'm called Peter Were Angata. I'm a born of Busware village, Namaingo district. Parents have their role, and the biggest role actually to contribute to the child's well-being. Unless we raise children the right way, they cannot perform anything good. Actually, when we look at the child, the female child, mostly is always affected in early marriages and the early pregnancies. When these young girls grow up, sometimes they are brought up in families which don't care about girl children. They lose very much. Some don't want to take them to school. Some don't want to take their responsibilities, caring for them. They leave them go anyhow. And those parents are always lousy. We find such lousy parents. I call them lazy parents all the time because when they don't know their responsibilities, they become lazy. And actually, once a girl child is grown up in such a society, automatically will always look at that child as a profit maker for the family. You find that when a young child is committed in selling mandazi, selling simple things like bananas, fenesi, and other things, even she will even be attracted by other things, and even the men and the younger boys take opportunity of that. So when a young boy involves himself in early sexual businesses, early marriages, you also have such challenges like being unable to parent the child that will come up. Some of them are very lousy, they don't want to work, they think working is for all the people. So they will have several challenges, such examples.
Wow, I believe you've heard it from the horse's mouth. But from the statistics that we also gave you at the beginning of the show, you can be able to get a whole picture of what's happening in the whole country, and whatever is affecting young people right here in Namaingo district is affecting the same young people in other districts. The rates might be high here in Chenjejo, in Fort Portal, but even the few numbers that we have in other districts are a very, very big problem. And we want to understand, how are we going to be able to solve that? What needs to be done? Whatsoever has happened, what is going to be the solution to make sure that we curb this and we avoid this burden that is forcing to fall onto our country, Uganda? Doctor, way forward, what should be done to be able to solve this challenge?
Okay, but to bring it from the tested impact, I will start, for example, with the perpetrators.
Okay.
For child marriage and teenage pregnancies. So, first of all, we need to change our way of doing things, and we move an extra mile. And we determine our own tested changes for how to solve this problem at a national level.
Yeah.
I will give you a very quick example. You find an old man, very reputable man, and he's escorting me to somebody's household to marry.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
To marry a 15-year-old.
A 15-year-old. And but if someone is not bothered, we are going to go to Mr. Musoki's home. How old is the
daughter?
What is the level of education? You understand?
Yeah.
People in the rural areas there, for them, they are happily escorting people to go and marry people's children at a tender age. You understand? So I just wanted to give you this example that there is a lot we need to do.
It's everyone's responsibility.
Yes, everybody's responsibility. So if we start area chairperson, you can have the local council leaders.
Yeah.
Try to say, in my village I have 20 girls.
Yeah.
Are they schooling? Such that even if there is someone who is going to be married off, the household head can come and report to the LC.
Actually, they even invite these LCs on the parties.
On those parties?
Yeah, to give speeches and stuff. And you're a chairperson,
and you are
giving a speech to a 14-year-old getting married.
So, we want to bring as much as possible. That's what we call multi-sectoral involvement.
Yeah.
Ministry can do something. District can do something. Local council level can do something, and also the household can do something.
Yeah.
So I want to give you a live example for Chenjejo district. We are organizing for an intensive, they call it comprehensive stakeholder engagement meeting, which is also an inception of ending child marriage in the district and the girls not braids activities. So we have prepared already the concept to the secretariat. This is at Joy for Children. And we are waiting for approval for funds so that we can do this intense, comprehensive.
Wow.
And we launch these activities in the district. It's called Inception to the key stakeholders in the district. So we also pass bylaws, A, B, C, D.
Okay.
And where they are all aware with the involvement of all NGOs in the district, district technical team, RDC, COW, and we are planning to have it for around 2 days.
Okay.
The first day we have district stakeholders, including councillors, council leaders, religious leaders, multi-sectoral. Then our day 2 we invite, for example, like the Prime Minister, or we invite the Minister of Gender to come and be part. All departments, education should be represented, health should be represented, the religious and community-based
local government.
Yes,
Yeah.
all those people should be there, so that we can give them the problem. Like now, I've shared with you the statistics. You have got shocked.
Oh yeah, very, very shocked.
Yes, 13,000.
1,054 in just one district.
Yes, just in 7 months.
And that's
from only-
reported from the health
yes,
centers.
from the health centers.
Wow.
From the health information management system. And that is very, very overwhelming. So when we get that stakeholder engagement,
Yeah.
then what will follow? We shall have to develop action plan with the stakeholders. Then we agree what to do from the district level, from the community level. Also the reporting, you may find it is going to be more intense. We also report to Ministry of Gender
Yeah.
through the district OVCMIS system
Okay.
for reporting. So that is how chronologically we need to bring all together
Yes.
the stakeholders. So in these action plans that are developed, we need to deal properly with the perpetrators.
Okay.
We need to pass some bylaws that will be governing each step of
Yeah.
altering this system as how we have agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank
this-
you.
this
Thank
is
you
what
so.
I think, yes,
No, okay, thank you so much, Doctor. Because of time, we'll be ending it there.
Yeah.
And I believe as a young person, you have been able to learn a thing. As a parent, you have been able to learn a thing. But also as the person in a position where you can be able to make a decision that will impact on this and make things turn around for these young people to be able to have a brighter future. For you, the young person out there, I want to tell you that you will really not like it if you get pregnant very early, if you get married or marry when you're still very young. One, because you'll not be able to grow yourself financially and be stable to be the person you have always wanted to, have your dreams realized. Just imagine you have been forced to marry someone's daughter because you impregnated them when you're still young. You don't have any source of income. You haven't constructed a house of your own. You're still actually living in your father's home and stuff. Actually, even if you have already, put up a home for yourself, first be certain that you're stable enough to be able to support your family, the kids, such that you can also contribute to your country's development. For those of you who have information as far as, early marriages and teenage pregnancies are concerned, share with us the statistics in your district, the situation in your district. How is it? Get onto our social media platforms on UBC TV and also on my personal handles at I_Tumkunde on Twitter, I_Tumkunde on Facebook, I_Tumkunde on Instagram, and Tumkunde Ivan on LinkedIn. I'll be very, very, very glad if I get your feedback and provide solutions, what you think should be done to be able to solve this challenge of early marriages and teenage pregnancies. I hope your lives will be impacted by this show. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Youth